Welcome to the Jenna and Tosh Show. I'm Tosh Taylor.
And I'm Jenna Morton, and we are so excited to be bringing you a surprise bonus summer episode because summer is just so filled with fantastic festivals. And one of them in our local area reached out, and we just had to jump on and tell you all about everything that is going on with the Rising Tide Festival. And to do that, we have our guest with us today, Ian Duncan, who is the program and events coordinator with Friends of Fundy. Welcome, Fundy. Welcome to the show, Ian.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Such short notice.
No problem. And I know you are a coordinator of fun as well as Fundy. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. Before we go through exactly what's happening for the festival, can you give everyone just like a one-liner reminder of what the Rising Tide Festival is?
Yeah, absolutely. One-liner is a challenge, but I'll do the best I can. The most current version of Rising Tide Festival, it's been going for a while. I think this is year 11, 12. I should know that off the top of my head, and I don't. It's a celebration of local Atlantic Canadian, ideally New Brunswick, local food, culture, trails. We got a lot of awesome stuff to offer here in the province. And this is a way of getting people to experience all the cool stuff here. It's hard to give an overview without digging into the details, but yeah, that's, we want to promote the trails, we want to promote the awesome culinary experiences and the awesome music and artists that live around here.
Fantastic.
Okay,
I love
great.
that it melds those three things together so well. And yeah, why don't we just dive right in and give people an idea of exactly what kind of events they can expect at the festival this year.
Awesome. I'm going to say right off the hop, the best place to go is our Facebook page. We've got a list of the events. They're still being updated as we have some things moving around and getting confirmed. But that is the best place to find stuff. It's Rising Tide Festival on Facebook. We also have an Instagram account that doesn't have quite as much information, but those are the two best places to find it. The whole festival runs from August 6th to August 14th. It's 9 days of great times in southeastern New Brunswick. We start off in Saturday, August 6th in Hillsborough. Our main event is at the Hillsborough Farmers Market. The shanty singers before the mass are going to be singing there at 11, from 11 till noon. They actually have a sea shanty festival the following weekend, so this is a bit of a promo for them. But there's loads of community events happening starting at 8 o'clock. I'm not going to be able to get through all of them. There's barbecues, there's a breakfast at the Kiwanis. There's several barbecues, actually. The Gateway Market is having its grand opening that day. The museums are open. There's a lot going on. Heather Fraser from Explore New Brunswick, Explore Nature's Bounty, my apologies. Explore Nature's Bounty will be doing a guided trail there. So those are our two main things with the trail and the music, but there's loads of other things going on there. And then on the same day, later on, so the market goes from 9 to 2. There's events during the day in Hillsborough. And then if you go a little further south to Riverside, Albert, starting at 6:30, we've got a music event at the Painted House Art Cafe that'll be outside. So you want to bring a chair for that, like a camp chair. But Kevin Chase and Chris Kolpa are going to be there. That's going to be a duo actually with Chris Kolpa. So that's going to be a nice kind of Albert County country rock blues sort of thing. That's going to be a very, very full day. That's just Saturday. Sunday, the weekends we hit it pretty hard. Sunday is going to be in Fundy National Park. There's going to be an awesome wood flower weaving workshop by Ashley Sanapass. She's the founder of the Mi'kmaq Art Experience, and she'll be putting that on at 10 o'clock in the park. The park itself is going to have some other events. They've got a medicine trail. We're going to have some guided tours there and probably some other activities. And then starting at 2, we've got an awesome concert in the amphitheater. I believe it's the first concert in the amphitheater in the park. And that's going to have Olympic Symphonium and the Fireflies, the latter of which have just released an album. They're playing all over the place. We're very, very lucky to have them. So that is that weekend. There's also, additionally, not a Rising Tide thing specifically, but there's a tidal dyeing workshop by Josephine. I do not remember her last name. I'm looking at one of the boards over here. No, that's not going to help me. Josephine is going to be putting on a tidal dyeing workshop using natural dyes, and actually uses the tide to dye. So it's a 2-day workshop, and that's going to be happening right in Olive. So if you are anywhere around here that weekend, there's stuff going on for you. Moving right along, a bit of a chiller day in St. Martin's on the Monday. We've got Ashley Santa Pass is going to be taking a workshop there. And then in the evening, David Miles will be playing starting at 7. There's going to be some community events as well in St. Martin's during the day. I don't know the specifics, but David Miles, he literally just like put out another single this week. There was one a couple weeks beforehand. He won Juno, I believe, for That Tall Distance, is an instrumental album. He's not resting his laurels. We're those 3 days are going to be so chock full of music. I'm really excited for that. On August 9th, we've got
August 9th. I know what's happening August 9th. That's what I'm excited about.
Oh, okay, awesome. I love to hear that. Down in front of the Consolidated School in Riverside, Albert, we've got Isaac and Blewett playing with some friends. Myself actually and Sarah Lipton will be playing with them. That was not part of the plan. We went to them and said, hey, we'd love for you to be part of Rising Tide. And they said, that's great. Why don't we play with you? And we're like, okay, that sounds good. So that's going to be a real, if you haven't seen Isaac and Blewett, like the music is awesome, but they're both such characters, particularly Jim, just great storyteller, all sorts of fun. And that'll be happening very close to the Shepherdie Trail. We may have some trail events. That is still to be determined, but that is what's going on August 9th. We try to have like big stuff on the weekends and kind of a lull during the week. I don't know if that's going to, well, I say that, but then August 10th in Sussex is going to be a big block party. We're shutting the street down. There's going to be vendors. There's going to be a night market. It starts at 5, I believe. Possibly 6. I think they're shutting the street down at 5, but things really get going at 6. There's going to be some street performers there. That's like 95%. We're waiting to hear for 100% from the Sussex Chamber and District, who've done an awesome job getting this together. And the Hypochondriacs will be playing 2 full sets starting at 7 outside Leonard's Gate. So the whole street's going to be shut down. And I'm going to mention this. This event is already sold out. We barely started promoting it, but Sussex Ale Works has a beer, meat, and fire event that they're putting on. You get a flight of beer, you get some locally made, all sorts of meaty, porky, delicious goodness. And you also have an awesome seat because right across from their place is Leonard's Gate. And so you have an awesome spot for the show. I got in this morning and Sussex Ale Works email me checking on tickets. I was like, I'll take a look. I'm like, sold out, actually, you have. And she's like, should we start promoting it? And I'm like, you don't need to. So the good news is there's lots of other restaurants and vendors that will be around. And so that's not the only place to eat. And I don't know if they decide to do a second wave, I'll let everyone know. But so that's Sussex is jam packed on the 10th. We're only on Wednesday. August 11th, Thursday, is a bit of a chiller day. We've got someone from Wabanaki Tree Spirit Tours. Cecilia Brooks will be leading a guided hike at Mary's Point. We haven't nailed down the time yet exactly for a number of different reasons. The height, you have to go around there at a particular time around the tide. And we're trying to decide, ideally, low tide is the better time to go. There's also the sandpipers may still be there. And so we've got to sort of, and it's a protected area. So there's some places you can't go when the sandpipers there. They should be kind of leaving by then. So between the tide and the sandpipers, we're still trying to decide when the best time to do that is. But that will definitely be happening. Check the Facebook page to get the exact time once we figure out what nature will let us do.
I love that your festival schedule is dependent on tides and sandpipers. It's just so New Brunswick.
And that's just how, and like we want to get it. Nature, it's like, that's cool. Nature has its own rhythm, and we can't just go there stomping around. That's how it is. Yeah. Next up on August 12th, the Friday, we've got, we're actually taking part in another event. The Albert County Museum's having a 2-day children's festival, August 12th and 13th. We are bringing in Jennifer McGraw there to do a reading, and we've got a couple of local musicians who'll be there also to have kind of a kids jam. There's going to be some, like, I don't know if you know, familiar with boom whackers, they're like these tubes. If you hit them, they make specific notes, and there's like, it's going to be a real silly fun time. Jen will be reading, and that's not just on the Friday. They've got a full schedule of events from 10 to 3 for both days. Definitely check out the Albuquerque County Museum to see what else is going on there. But we'll be taking part in that small part on the Friday. Now we're getting into the weekend, which is the wild stuff. The Spirit of Motley Cool event is happening in Alma. Well, it's technically Fundy National Park. It's going to be at the Motley Cool Center. We've got the big idea behind it in the Spirit of Motley Cool is to celebrate North America's first female ship captain, which is Molly Cool, a real pioneer, leader, and revolutionary for her time. Incredibly humble as well. She reputedly did not see herself as a pioneering individual. She just was trying to move forward in her life and was not letting things get in her way. So we've asked a lot of creative and influential women creatives to take part in the day, starting off at 11. With 11 and noon, we're going to have readings from the folks that wrote Camellia Earhart. There's 3 of them, and I am definitely have to check my notes for this because it's
Odette.
my apology. It is Odette Barr, Colleen Landry, and Beth Weatherby. That's the trio that wrote Camellia Earhart, and Jim McGraw will be there as well. And that's going to be from 11 to noon to 1. And then from 1 to 4, there's going to be plein air painting. There's a very serious concentration of artists that live in and around the Alma area. And we put sort of a broad ask out to them to have some plein air painting. And this is open to people of all skills and all ages. So you can hang out at the Molly Cool Center, looking at Salmon River and do some painting. It's going to be a real nice and relaxing time, I think. That's what's going on during the day there. I'll have to remember to mention the Seafaring Exhibit will be open. That's actually opened the previous weekend, but that is one of the initiatives of our summer art students. She's curating an exhibit focusing primarily on women and gender identity in industry and communication. There's a really cool part where someone's been sending like actual telegrams to them. They're going to be putting them up and it's going to be a really funky thing. That's going to be open for people to go check out. Then later on in the building, starting at 7, we've got a great lineup of 2 people will be making some music. Renee Smith from, I think most recently Halifax is going to be coming, and Jacqueline Reinhardt will be opening for her. So that's going to be a cool night of music inside the Molly Cool Center. That's going to be a fairly kind of close, an intimate kind of low key kind of setting. It's going to be really, really cool and jazzy. I'm quite looking forward to that. So that is the Saturday. On the Sunday, we've got kind of stuff spread out at all points of the triangle. So depending on where you are and what you're interested in, we've got something for you. Where will I start? Yeah, we'll start just south of Hillsborough, Edge's Landing. The Fundy Farms Art is having their 4th annual Art on the Farm Day, and there's loads of local vendors, local food. A chap named David Muir will be making music there. There's their Hodgepodge Bar will be open, which is made from all the stuff from their own garden. You know Angela and Ryan, so you know their deal. There's going to be a nature trail, some walks. There's a wild edible plant walk. There's all sorts of stuff to see. So that's going to be a full-on thing from noon to 4. That's if you're in the Hillsborough side of things. If you're the other side of things in St. Martin's, that's actually the weekend of the Fundy Sea Shanty Festival. So, I mean, first of all, go check them out and see what's going on that weekend. I think there's still tickets available. We're going to have a band, Fundy Cayley, playing there at 1 on Sunday as kind of a collaboration between these 2 festivals. This is the inaugural Sea Shanty Festival, and they're really hoping to make a big go of it because I think the following following week, there's an international sea shanty fest in Quebec. And so this is kind of a stepping stone to that. There's loads of musicians going to be there all weekend, and we're just helping get a band from around here out there. Fundy Biosphere does not do sea shanties, but it's pretty Celtic music. So that's, I think, pretty close. And last and certainly not least, if you are in the kind of Sussexy area, Pulling Mountain is going to have some biking event happening there. I don't have the specifics on that. I don't know exactly the time, but I'm pretty sure B-Rad Cycling is going to be there. And we're just kind of spending today and tomorrow getting the exact specifics. But if you're into mountain biking, Pulling is the place you want to be on August 14th. If you want to get a bunch of sea shanty music, then St. Martin's. And if you want like some funky, cool local art and local food, then Edge's Landing or Fundy Farms is the place to be. I think that's everything. I'm sure I've forgotten one or two. I think as I'm talking, Fundy Farms is actually going to be at August 6th. They're going to be there giving food or selling food at the Riverside Albert, the house party, Painted House. But there's loads there, and honestly, we don't have the time to get through all of it. So I strongly recommend, if you're interested in this, check out the Facebook page for sure. We've got events and scheduled up there.
There's so much. I am so impressed. I'm so impressed. Like, take a breather, take a sip.
Pat yourself on the back, because
I need more coffee, right?
This festival is amazing. Like, I still can't wrap my head around how fantastically you guys touch so many different elements of the culture, right? You're not just focused on one thing. It really does, go out into the communities, which is not something a lot of festivals do the way you guys do it, and you do it so well and draw in so many things. And I love how so many other festivals are kind of connected to you this year. It's just everything about it makes me happy.
Right now, I'm in a bit of a forest for the trees sort of stage, but I know, like, in a week or two, I'm going to look around like, oh man, I'm so glad this is happening, that I'm part of it. And you're absolutely right. Reaching out to communities, and like, us having events is great, but Hillsborough really came out in style. They've got all sorts of stuff going on there, and Sussex is also really leading into that, because that's what it's like. We can maybe do a big event to feature something to bring people in, but really there's so much to see in the communities themselves, and so much natural beauty in Southeast New Brunswick that it's almost like just an excuse to get out. It's like, yeah, we're going to go see David Miles on Monday, but we're going to spend the day in St. Martin's and check out all the cool stuff that's there, because there's loads of cool stuff there. So it's a really an awesome thing to be part of, and it's really fantastic seeing all the different people from all the different regions all pulling the same direction to give folks, not just visitors, but also local people. It's like, take a day off and go check some of the stuff out, because a lot of us live near these places and don't do it. Yeah. So take a day off, check it out.
Yeah, I think a cool thing that's going on right now too, because like you said, it's all these days spread between Hillsborough, Sussex, and St. Martin and Alma, and etc. And you can make that trip a lot easier if you just stay down there, and then you can go back and forth. But there's the 2-part pass going on right now too, between the Fundy Trail and Fundy National Park. So you only have to pay once, and you can go back and forth between both of them. I think it's until August the 8th. So that'll get you through most of the festival, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, and I have yet to do the actual proper trail yet. I think the Fundy Trail Parkway, but I know. I really should. I've been
You're
like
busy.
Past like the connector roads, and and I'm not taking the scenic route most of the time that I'm driving. And I will probably wait a little bit till things calm down. I say that, I don't actually. That's entirely incorrect. After the day after the festival, August 15th, I'm doing the Fundy Trail Parkway. That's what's going to be happening. Okay. Now I remember that. So it's okay.
You've said it out loud. You've told everyone.
I've got a campsite booked August 14th, so I'll be staying over in St. Martin's there myself, and then I'll be taking the Fundy Trail Parkway back home. So that's actually a thing that will be happening, and I'm very much looking forward to that. But yeah, if you've got a pass to go back and forth, that would be absolutely an amazing way to experience that. The whole region and this festival. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good timing. That's for sure.
Yes,
speaking of timing, we're almost out of it. So is there one last thing that you wanted to touch on Like why you think potentially this festival is such an important thing for our region?
That's a great question. I mean, I personally love it. And I think I just have to reiterate what Janet has said, where there's a lot of kind of loose threads that you can pull and follow. If you're a trail enthusiast, if you love music, if you love cool, funky, fresh food, there's all these things that you can experience. And this really, for me, acts as we've gathered some things up and said, here, check these things out. And the genuine hope is you have a very good experience and you want to not only experience the rest of the festival, but know that this is a place you can come. And it's not just a summertime thing, like actually year round. This is an awesome place to come visit. And we're highlighting as much as we can in 9 days, but there's a lot more to see. Absolutely. Yeah, that's really it. Come visit, check us out, and come back again.
Yeah.
I love it. So one last shout out. If people want information, the best place to go is your Facebook page, Rising Tide Festival.
That's it.
Correct? Awesome.
That's correct.
Excellent. And sometimes the Instagram.
We have a storyteller who's working on the Instagram, and I apologize. I am a bit of a Neanderthal when it comes to new technology. I have had extended conversations with her. She's like, that's not how Instagram works. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
okay, we'll go check it out and let people know what we think.
Yeah, there's definitely Instagram, and she's doing an excellent job like posting stories and that kind of stuff. Absolutely. I just don't believe that Instagram has necessarily the depth of information that Facebook does, but it is also, there's lots of little clips of music. Well, I haven't even gotten into some of the music on the weekends. We don't have time for that. There's all sorts of cool stuff going on in this region.
People just have to come check it out.
That's right. Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Ian, to talk about it. And we wish you all the best at actually making it through the 9 days of the festival and getting to enjoy a day of rest and beauty at the end of it.
Awesome. Thank you very much for having me. And who knows, maybe we'll see you out there somewhere.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Yeah. Every year. Thanks again.
Cheers. Take care.